Hello, everyone. Clay Frederick of the Horror Franchise, back at it with another figurine video. Now, previously, a few months ago, I had made a Michael Myers figurine collection. So I thought, today's Friday the 13th. What better way to celebrate it than to break out my figurines that I have for the Friday the 13th series. So obviously I got them all set up in chronological order. I have other ones. Whoops. Looks like... Sorry, everybody. Had a little incident there for a second. I have other ones sitting right here. They're just huge. And we'll get to those in a minute. But I thought I'd go down the list of chronological order. So a better way to start than with Pamela Voorhees herself. She is the newest of the bunch that I got from NECA. And obviously she's got other accessories that came with her, hands mostly. But I'm going for their traditional poses and I guess iconic weapons that they used. Obviously her K-bar knife is the one. She has different head sculpts as well, but I went for her more psychotic, demented smiley face. Kill her, mommy. Kill her. Had to do it. But yes, just a traditional look. Nothing too crazy about her. As soon as I saw her in the store, I was like, yep, I gotta add her to my collection. She's the classic. She's the OG, man. She's the one that started the whole thing off. Now, next up on the list, Part 2, the original Jason design, his old farmer classic look. Had to go with the pickaxe. That's his traditional weapon. And his head, he does have a separate head, but I got so much stuff laid around here, I just don't know where it went. Speaking of which, give me a second here. I lied. Sorry, guys. I actually went through my baggie that I actually keep in that big box over there. But this is what he looks like underneath the sack head. Nothing too crazy there, except for his bald spots. Come on, phone, focus on me. But yep, that's what he looks like underneath the mask. Trying to show his eyeball off there for you. He sees y'all. Mother's talking to you, Jason. Do you hear her? How about you just sit right next to her? There you go. Be one with your mother. Now we get into the real deal, where Jason became Jason. Yeah, boy. Had to break out the damn pitchfork when he shoved it right into that biker. A little bit of blood on him. This is the classic OG Jason, Part 3, man. Richard Brooker, I believe the actor, played him. And his mask does come off, by the way. We'll get to that here in a second. Peekaboo, I see you. How about that? Most of these figures' masks do come off, so I will definitely be showing them off. Man, what happened to his ear? Holy crap. Didn't realize he was that deformed. And I like the vein popping out right there on the side of his head. I do believe that he has a separate head sculpt where he's got the axe mark on his head. Turns out, I was right. Hey, shut up. Oh, this is part 4. I'm wrong. Sorry. This is part 3. There's your proof. He still has his chevrons on, and his mask does come off. This is what it looks like without the mask. Nothing really underneath there. He looks like he's happy to see you guys. Yep. There it is. Next up on the list is, well, NES Jason. Retro Jason. Friday the 13th, the game would call it. Back in the old 80s when the NES was a thing and the Friday the 13th game, the first official Friday the 13th game was made, and this is what he looked like. More pixelated and smaller looking, but still. He's literally the same model as the other one. His mask does come off as well, I believe. And it does. And the cool feature, his eyes are all red looking. I like that detail. I think this is like the first time I've actually got to look at it properly, because usually I just put them up and they just collect dust and I just pose them every once in a while. But yeah. I think that's the best part about him. His red eyes. That is really cool. But no, it's the same model as the other one, just a different color. Now this next one is from Mezco, I believe. He's got his own base. And his mask does come off. He does have another head sculpt, I believe, where he's all bloodied up. And he is posable, of course. I just got him posed this way. He's got more cloth and such on him. He's also amongst the pricier versions of these Jason figures because they have more detail onto them. And there he is without the mask. He definitely has more expression there and more detail. If it would stop blurring out on me. His ear's still messed up on the side there. And once again, he has a different head sculpt where he's all bloodied up from the axe damage. And here he is when he's bloodied up underneath. I like this version a little bit more, because of course it's got more detail and such on it. And he actually has more of an expression. Hi guys, how you doing? Alright, now next up is probably the scariest Jason I've ever seen in the movies, is Part 4 Jason. He also comes with Pamela Voorhees' tombstone. Now we'll get to that later because I made a mistake. So, yeah. Part 4. I thought I'd break out the axe. He used the double-edged axe mostly in the movie. He did have the machete, of course, and all, but I think he was very scary with that other axe. My favorite film in the franchise, the final chapter. Definitely one of my favorite Jason designs. He's a little bit different compared to Part 3 because it was a different actor and a different build for him. But it literally takes place like 24 hours after the Part 3 happened anyway. But anyways, I do like this Jason. He's a very scary looking Jason. There's the axe damage on his mask. And the chevrons are washing away throughout the movie too, because it's raining a lot. There's what he looks like underneath. Hi, how you doing there, sir? You're looking a little beautiful there. Only a mother could love that face. At least he's got his ear back. Ah, we're back to this mask. I like the blood running down the mask, too. Okay, now we're on to Part 5, A New Beginning. This is literally the same Jason, just a different head sculpt and mask. And I gave him an axe because it came with that. So this is pretty much the dream sequence in the first couple minutes of the movie, because Jason's not really the killer in Part 5, but this is what Tommy's nightmare looks like. All bloodied up and dirtied mask. Got a little bit of hair coming off the side of him. I think that's hair. Now here comes the really cool part about this. Aside from his grave, he has two different masks where the maggots are coming off his head. I should have put that on his head instead. That would have been really cool. Because when these two guys dig him up, he's got all these maggots and worms coming out of him. That's like the only thing that's different about this head sculpt is just the worms and shit coming out of him. Yeah. And this is actually based off of the poster for the movie because they used this type of mask. That is a very weird... It kind of reminds me of Uber Jason in a way. The straps. Yeah. Pretty cool. Now we get to the black sheep of the Jason figures. What a faker. Roy Burns, you trying to pull off a Michael Myers look here with them overalls? I don't think so, sir. I had to break out the shears. Gaming purposes, because that was a traditional weapon he used in the movie. Or in the game. He did use it in the movie. Chop off the hot girl's eyes out, so... Damage from the tractor. I always liked this mask. I thought it was... If I ever see it online at a good price or something, or in a store, Halloween store, I'm going to buy it. Because I've always wanted this mask. Ah! Oh my god, I knew it! It was a fake Jason after all. Roy? Had to wear a mask over his face just to cover himself up, conceal his identity. Is that his real ears sticking out? I think that is. I think he made it that way. A little fun fact is that's really blue underneath here. Now we get into a fan favorite of everybody's film series. Had to show off his grave real quick. Gotta do it. Now we get to the figure itself. Part 6 himself. What's up, Jason? He lives! Jason lives. And he's breaking out the Batman utility belt. Yep, had to say it. Where did I put that knife at? I thought I had it on his pouch there. My bad, guys. Had to break out his traditional machete. And of course, the moment you've all been waiting for. Look at that face. Only a mother could love that. And there's a piece of hair sticking out of his ear. That's nice. Get out of there. Is it still there? It's still there. Sorry, guys. I'm not prepared anymore. Alright, now we get to my boy. The man, the myth, the legend, Kane Hodder. Alright, I had to break out this weapon. I thought it was really cool. I almost broke out the damn power saw, but... You know how it is. If you guys know me well enough, Part 7 is my favorite design of Jason. And the day they announced they were coming out with this, I wanted it so bad. And it only took for me to go into a Walmart store to actually find him. Just randomly. Randomly. Didn't even think about getting him at one point. Because I thought if I saw him, I'd get him. And I did when I saw him at Walmart. The second I saw him, I was like, yep. Paying $30 or so. But yes. There he is. The best design, in my opinion. This dude's got a lot to show off compared to the other ones. Speaking of which, look at that. Look at the detail into that. That is what I'm talking about. That is the real deal. All the damage he's taken over the years in all the movies is prominent in this. And how could I not include this? Yes, he comes with different weapons and such, and he also comes with this when Tina uses her powers to literally rip the mask off. Or tear it off, I mean. Had to show that off. Now, this is a Sideshow collectible figure. I paid $300 for this. Literally, when I first got Friday 13th the game, and for about a month after that, I was like, I need to get me a proper Jason Part 7 figure. And yeah, I paid that amount of money for this guy. And I've had him since. And don't mind the tape on the side. When I got him, that strap literally was torn off, so I kind of just taped it on there. But this is definitely... They have other like Sideshow figures of this version of Jason. This is like an old brand they started selling like a long time before they even broke out the NECA figures. So he's kind of an he's definitely a pricey one nowadays, I bet. And of course, I had to break out the face without ruining that strap on there. Yeah, boy. Now we get into the remake territory, since hopefully one of these days they come out with a Part 9, Part 8, and Jason X figures for NECA. But until then, we got to jump into this one. This was actually my very first Jason figure. I think this was actually a NECA figure as well. I think so. This is like an earlier brand, back when the movie actually came out, 2009. And I've had him since. This is the oldest Jason figure I've had in this collection. And that's all I got to say about this one. There's nothing really too much. He doesn't have a whole lot of articulation on him. Good Lord. He is stiff. He does move. There we go. I got him. Yeah, he doesn't have a whole lot of articulation on him. His waist moves down here, but he doesn't really have much going for him. So... His mask does not come off, by the way. It's completely attached. And he never did come with the sack head, I believe. I don't have a sack head version. We'll get to that in the next one I have here. And this is the only way. He's got a some sort of a pickaxe that he came with as well, but I don't know where it went. It's probably in this bag of items I have next to me. Now that that one's out of the way, now we get to the real NECA figure of Jason here. This guy, he does got a little bit of articulation on him. And he's got a really freaking huge machete on him. So yes, this is the real deal right here. I don't know why his hockey mask has got them lines and shit on there. I don't know why it's designed like that. That's very weird. That's the only pet peeve I got with it. And yes, his mask does come off, by the way. But before we show that off... He comes with a sack head. And he made it work in the remake. He was very terrifying in the sack head in the first, 15 minutes of the movie. He truly was scary as shit in that movie. He's definitely one of the most intimidating Jasons. Derek Mears did a really good job. That's the one thing I'll say that's great about the remake. And there's not a lot of great things I have to say about it. But Jason himself is a badass in that movie. He definitely makes it worth watching. And the sack head definitely helps. And this is what he looks like underneath the mask, even though we barely get to see that. How you doing? Don't mind my eye, man. I'm looking at you. I'm keeping my eye on you. He's keeping his eye on us, guys. Okay, now we're into Freddy versus Jason. I think I should have done this earlier, but hey, whatever. We're already here. Look at them big-ass boots. Definitely one of my least favorite portrayals of Jason. Ken Kurzenser, I'm not shitting on you, man. I'm just shitting on the writing. There he is. I wonder what happened to that other mask I had for him, where Freddy all screwed up his mask. I wonder if I got it in his bag somewhere. There we go. It took me a minute to find it, but there it is. I think I should have put that on his face. That's some serious damage on his mask right there. And it's really cool looking. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that on him. And this is what he looks like underneath. Nothing really too crazy about what's underneath the mask. We never really did get to properly see what's underneath the mask. We only get to see his mouth and all. But, just kind of meh. Sorry, Ken. Guess this will have to do, huh? Oh, yeah. That looked a whole hell of a lot better. Okay. Now, I did say I was going to break out these ginormous Jason figures here. First off, we got part 4. This is a NECA figure as well. It's got a bloodied up machete. This dude's literally like a 1.5 feet tall. He's really big. And there's nothing too crazy I can say. He's just a bigger version of the part 4 figure I already have of him. And that's what he looks like underneath the mask. Nothing too crazy. He's just literally a quadruple size version of the NECA figure I got of him. And I think he does come with other accessories too, but oh, he's got a bloodied up head. Yeah, he's got different head sculpts. Like this one right here. Taking the machete to the side of the face. And now we get to this remake Jason look. I don't know what brand this is, but I just found him in a local toy store, and I just straight up got him. He doesn't have a whole lot of articulation on him. He just kind of has that swivel. He's pretty much a statue. I wonder if his mask comes off here. Does it? Does it come off? Yes, it does, actually. Oh my god, his hair comes right off. Okay, that's kind of weird. Alright. He looks weird without the mask now. What happened to his long hair, guys? And of course, he comes with this. Sackhead Jason. So there you have it, guys. My Friday the 13th figurine collection. I thought I'd show this off to you guys to celebrate Friday the 13th today. But we're not quite finished yet. We got something else I want to show you. I thought, since I have shown off my hockey mask collection, I do have a video covering that. It's definitely one of the older mask collections videos I have on here. So I've definitely go through my playlists, and you'll find these all different categories that I have. But yeah, let's get to the next set of things I have to show off. And here we go. 2 new Jason masks. Obviously, this one's from the NES Retro Jason from Friday the 13th. Oh my god, Friday the 13th, the game from Spirit Halloween. They actually have it marked on there. Of course, as a hardcore Friday the 13th, the game fan that I am, it is my favorite game of all time until Halloween the game comes out, of course. Sorry, I just had to say that, had to mention it. I ripped the tag off of this one because I actually used it this morning to make a little bit of a post on my channel. I did a post where I was showing off gifs of me dressed up in this Savini Jason hockey mask with a cool biker jacket as well. I hope you guys really like that. Be sure to look it out. Nothing too crazy. Just wanted to show off a little something to celebrate Friday the 13th. But yes, I have 2 masks. I got 2 new ones. And if I ever make a new fan film, I'll probably break this bad boy up because I kind of was doing some cosplaying this morning, and I really liked what I had to offer. But yeah, that's all I got for that. That's all I got for these. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will probably do a Nightmare on Elm Street later down the road because I have a couple of them running around here somewhere in the house. So, yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out, and have a good one.